Early April 2019. It is raining and the bus is stuck in traffic. You have a seat to yourself and a book, Last Words from Montmartre. You are nearing the end of both the book and the author's life, since the Taiwanese author Qiu Miaojin died by suicide in Paris at the age of 26, a few days after writing Last Words from Montmartre. Do you want to be reading this? It's a true story, unfortunately. You are reading this book that could accurately be described as one long suicide note on a bus that is crawling along with just the hum of the engine and the patter of rain on the windows. You read a few lines. It is an odd book, cut off and intense. The main character and her female lover have bought a little rabbit from a pet shop in Paris. You know what will happen because it has already happened. It's not an easy read. And it's even harder, impossible, now that you've got people talking in the seats directly behind you. In that what they are saying and that what you are hearing is, I was on a bus in San Francisco, a woman's voice. And these girls got on the bus and they were all speaking in another language. And I said, where are you from? What language are you speaking? And they said, San Francisco, Mandarin. And I said, well, excuse me, why are you speaking Mandarin? You're in an English-speaking country. It's rude. It's the same problem in Germany, says another female voice, this one German, younger. They can't speak German and they even keep speaking their language at home. Oh God, you are going to have to say something. What though? What? It doesn't matter what, but in Germany, people on the left say, help everyone. That's part of the plot, the other woman says, the one with the New Zealand accent. I think it's disrespectful to come to a country and to expect to get everything for free. I would just be happy to feel safe. You'll need to cut in soon. To speak out. Niemöller's poem, First They Came for the Communists, comes to mind. If you could work out what exactly to say, though, and where to begin. It's nicer, adds the young German backpacker, to have separate cultures. Why do we have to be all together? I believe in national identity. I want Kiwis to stay Kiwi. When you go to Ireland, you go there for the Irishness. Some of what they are saying sounds like a lead-in to a mildly clever political stand-up routine. Not anymore, you get Romanians, Bulgarians, except that it isn't. In San Francisco, they have a Chinatown. They were about 6 to 7% at one point, and now it's 70%. That is a documented fact. 70? Yes. Over here, after the Second World War, once a year, the Dutch community, they used to get out and be Dutch. Sure, but now it's you want to wear your scarf and do your genital mutilation, that's fine. You don't feel quite up to the challenge of a debate around genital mutilation. Someone said to me, says the one with the New Zealand accent, your ancestors came out in the 1800s, but that's completely different. My ancestors were well off and we came and we worked. But the ones that come now, they don't work. Simple fact, it's a worldwide problem. Can no one else on this bus hear what the two women are saying? The Democrats hate Trump, says the New Zealander, so that everything he does, they hate, even if he wants to do things to help, like build a wall. You really have to get together and say something. It won't be perfect, it will be shot down, but they hate him. Continues the long-distance Trump supporter. Every day he faces this bullshit. No, does this bullshit, you think. Could you say that? Not quite strong enough. Sometimes he does things and he doesn't look too good, the German woman puts in, despite herself. Yeah, but that's not what he was voted in for, to be good-looking. The bus comes off the motorway onto the Old Hut Road. All these people believe in global warming, the New Zealander adds. all these idiots. But what are they talking about? Says the German woman. These facts are not true. Oh no, they don't care about real facts. All New Zealanders firmly believe the whole world is going to end. The glaciers are melting and all these horrible things are going to happen. Same for us. Yeah, the younger woman says. People say we shouldn't drive our cars in the cities because it's bad. Then they came for the planet, you think this. And ich habe geschwiegen. I stayed silent. With the CO2 emissions, exactly, the other woman says. And then you get these school students taking time off to go and be hippies on a climate change protest. Did you know that New Zealand has the highest youth suicide rate per capita in the world? The older woman moves on to a new topic, the link clear only to herself. Kids have got all these issues now. They're autistic, or they're dyslexic, or they've got ADHD. Everybody's got something. The bus goes past the narrow turnoff. In Germany, the other woman says, people who are studying have burnout. Here, the New Zealander says, kids go and try out for teams, and if they don't get on, well, they're disappointed. But you get these PC, touchy-feely people going on about self-esteem. And I say, maybe they'll try harder next time. The problem is, says the woman from Germany, people aren't used to being confronted with problems, adversity. I think sometimes this is their own fault, because why can't they be more positive? People from Africa are starving and they're still smiling. One of them has pressed the bell to get off. You have to say something. Now, you try to think. And what do you know? The New Zealander has moved on to another topic. The next day, the dozy woman, she's being treated like a rock star. First they take away your gun. She is now talking about the mosque attacks in Christchurch last month, Jacinda Ardern and the tightening gun laws. And then they take away your freedom of speech. Guns on par with freedom of speech. It is like a co-opted version of Niemöller's poem. You could have said this. Too subtle? The problem is you aren't fast enough. Think too much. Thousands of people went and put flowers out for these bloody, you stand up. You turn round to look over the back of your seat at the two speakers. A young woman with long blonde hair is leaning towards the older woman with curly white-grey hair. Excuse me, you say. The older woman looks up. You said bloody. What, as in blood? Bloodied? Or as in bloody people? Bloody Muslims? The woman looks confused. Is there a problem? She looks uncertain. Is a confrontation about to happen? I am very disturbed by what you've been saying, you tell her. That will have to do. And bloody. Look, I know you think I'm racist, the woman cuts in, but these people are just walking in, and for some reason, the bus is coming to a stop now. The woman stands up and the younger woman stands up to let her out. All these Muslims in Christchurch are supposedly New Zealanders. I don't think it's right to kill people, the woman adds. I don't condone... That's a relief, you say. The bus has stopped. Hang on a minute, the woman says to you, loudly now. A man from the seat opposite looks in your direction. My family were in the Boston bombing. Then you would have wanted them to get help, you call after the woman who is heading to the exit. And you sit down. You go back to your book to recenter yourself. Qiu Miaojin is still alive on this page. You read a few more lines, but you can't read. You don't want to read. You go onto your phone and look up the word fact, even though you know what it means.